Alright guys, I have just decided I'm going to record because I was streaming for about 20 minutes and the connection went bad. So yeah, just to finish off what I was saying though, when the live thing ended about how people can't get on the same page in this country, that's why it's a big issue, and that's why I think living here isn't as good as it could be, you know. I don't think the country's bad. I just think that I feel like something's it's the people in it. I'm just gonna say it. I think I was trying to refrain myself from saying anything too insensitive, but that's the truth. I mean, it's all of us collectively that make some of our issues what they are. If we want to get rid of some of our issues that we have to deal with, and we have to work together to get rid of it, you see? If we just want to acknowledge some things that are wrong, but we don't want to acknowledge the rest that could change all of our lives and make it better, and that's where our issue is going to be, when we argue about stupid things that really don't matter. Like I said about the Roe v. Wade, I don't want to be insensitive about that, but the honest truth is, it doesn't matter to me because it doesn't really affect me. I'm not saying that the people who it does affect shouldn't have a say in it, but what I'm kind of getting at here is I shouldn't have to care. I shouldn't have to have a say in it because it doesn't affect me. Maybe one day it will, but right now it doesn't. And honestly, the path that my life is going, I hope it doesn't ever affect me. But you know, that's the freedom you have. You don't have to do everything you're told. Sure, there may be consequences to pay for some of the things that you don't do correctly. Or, well, I don't want to say that because there really is no correct way to do things. It's America, for gosh sake. But I'm just saying there are consequences if you choose to go a certain way. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that everybody hates because I down them. Because for one, I don't want to think that way about life. Essentially, if you just believe everything that you're told, it's going to be bad. Like, your life is going to be so unbelievably horrible if you do everything you're told and you don't ever have an opinion for yourself. Life's going to suck. Because for one, you're going to follow a path that about 95% of other people have to go. And that's because you listen to what you were told. Now, a lot of you have probably heard that in some cases people get lucky to get where they're at. And that's actually pretty true. They do get lucky. But the fact of life is, anything that happens in life is pretty much luck. Like your entire existence pretty much is. Because there are babies that die the second they come out of their mom's womb. They don't have a life. Their life is 1 second long, and it's essentially almost nothing. So that's just kind of life, you know. Good and bad things will happen to everybody. It's like me. I mean, I've been through a lot of rough times recently. In fact, a couple months ago, I was homeless. I didn't have a place to go. I was practically going back and forth between my parents' houses because they didn't want to respect my opinion. And I understand that at my age, it's tough. I'm only about 19 years old. I made this channel 7 years ago. I was about 12 when I started it. I was a preteen. I'm now an adult, and I'm understanding what that world is like. The cruel and agonizing world of having to make your own choices. And that's what kind of sucks, is because it should be a lot better than what it sounds like. I feel like people tell you things like that, so when it goes wrong, you'll have to look down at it and think, you know, I made a terrible choice. I should have just done what I was told. When in reality, even though that was the safer choice, that wasn't any better. You could pick the safe choice, but you're never going to feel content or happy about anything if you do that. It's like me starting this YouTube channel 12 years ago. Not 12. I said 12 years ago, but I was 12 years old when I started the channel. When I started this channel 7 years ago, my mom highly encouraged me not to make YouTube videos because it was too dangerous. Because you don't know, predators are out there trying to look for kids, you know, to exploit them and have their own pleasures out of it. But 7 years later, nothing's went wrong. The point is, you just got to take a risk like that. You've got to take certain risks in life to get what you want. And that's the beautiful freedom of living in the United States of America. You're allowed to take those types of risks. You're allowed to make potentially life-altering choices that may ruin your life. And as sad as it is to say, that's kind of a downfall of having freedom. Is that there are consequences to pay for it. But again, I view that as a beautiful thing, because you either get your freedom and you have to pay consequences for some of it, or you get safety, but you won't be content most of the time. You'll just essentially be living life on a thread, you know, trying to make it by every day, make ends meet. Not that that's a bad life, but you won't be living it to its fullest. You'll just be trying to make it to the next weekend, you know, which is what I've been doing, by the way. That's why I made that video, You're Beautiful, months ago, because I was in a deep, kind of depressing state of life myself at the time. Because I didn't know if I was going to make it, and I still don't. This YouTube channel is the one thing I have. This is the one thing I have going for me in life. Other than that, guys, I'm just trying to make it through. But whether I get rich and famous or not, that doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. The only reason why any of that stuff matters is because of the system we all live under. Which, by the way, I'm not talking about our country. I'm talking about the people at the top who don't want to share wealth. Because that's the reality of the situation. If it weren't for everybody hogging the wealth at the top, we would all have a chance to, you know, make something of ourselves somewhat. But most of us right now, we just have to face this harsh reality that we're probably not going to get anywhere, and it's going to suck. And that's horrible. I don't like thinking that way, but because you can definitely have false positivity, you know. I hate to say it, and I don't mean to, because I might even be skewing the lines here of what's political and what's just economical, but now we're getting into economics a little bit, because like I said, this is a version of myself I don't get to express all that often. Because I only do this once a year, and last year I didn't do it. So this is the first time in 2 years you guys are going to see me express my opinion about a lot of this, some political and opinionated stuff, because again, I don't show that version of myself. I don't try to bring politics into it, because, you know, playing video games isn't about bringing politics in. It's to entertain you guys for a little while so you can enjoy a bit of, you know, the time you get. Because I just explained it. I mean, most of us suffer. It's not easy. I maybe went into adulthood a little too confidently. I had this idea I was going to start like a landscaping business. I was going to make some money, get out of the grind in a few years, and be a CEO and possibly be a millionaire by then. And not because I want to be rich and to steal fame from people, but because I simply don't want to be in the clutch of the system. The system is much different than just our government, but it's an idea, it's an ideology. Like the idea of society, the economy, all that stuff. All of it's a system to keep us in place and to make sure nobody stands out. Because that's why people like me in this world are scary. I'm wearing eyeliner right now. Not eyeliner. I keep saying that. I've wanted to wear eyeliner, but this is eyeshadow. And I'm wearing skinny jeans and a falling in reverse shirt, guys. That's somebody that society and the economy fear. Well, maybe not the economy, but society. Because they're taught that people who look like me we don't make sense. Essentially, we don't belong here. We're aliens, and we should just be treated like we're not like anyone else. I mean, what I basically just described myself as is emo, and I openly admit that I am. Because I've spent my whole life up to this point hiding it. And last year, I felt it was kind of cringy. And I think that's part of why I just decided not to upload it. Because I figured it was just so horrible. I was going to have to spend so much time editing it. I was going to be tired from it. But I think the truth, guys, is just that at the time I still, and I'm still coming to terms with it, you know. Guys, I've pretty much been at the bottom of the ladder my whole life. And this YouTube channel is the one thing that's gone right for me. And because I've done this for so long now, I've met so many amazing people on here that have either asked me for some kind of advice, like gaming tips, because that's my niche. Or they've just wanted to reach out for opportunities or whatever. You know, it's awesome. It feels awesome that I'm able to make a difference in someone else's life besides my own. It's awesome. But because I am like that, I've taken away from myself in the last couple of years or so. It all started around COVID. My parents got a divorce. My family tried to down me for the things I've wanted to do. I get that YouTube may not be all that realistic for me to accomplish as a career. And I've basically accepted I'm probably not going to ever be a full-time YouTuber, you know, making millions of dollars. But I don't think that's what it's all about. Just about being yourself. That's the biggest thing I've learned in the last 7 years, guys, doing YouTube. Is you gotta become one with yourself to ever truly be happy. And I hid myself for so long. I was too afraid to ever be the person I wanted to be, you know, because I figured it was too weird. People would look at me differently. Well, look at me now, guys. I don't care if anyone laughs at me. I don't. Because the truth is, they're no better. And they probably hate themselves just as much, if not more. Somebody who wants to pick on you in life probably has their own mental problems themselves, or they feel that way and they need to pick on someone else to feel better themselves. I've even been at a point that way. I don't like to pick on people and I don't advocate for it. For one, guys, the day I've started this YouTube channel, I did not want to go to a 9-to-5 job. Because it absolutely sucks. It does. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. A lot of people in your life, if you're like me, they're probably going to tell you that you're just going to have to learn to be happy and to accept the way that it is. And to some extent, they do have a point. Like, you know, I think it is important to learn how to be content with life, whether you're in a good situation or a bad one. Well, one thing I definitely don't advocate for is just accepting that you have to be something you don't want to be, you know. I get it if you have to work a job you don't want to for a while to reach your goals in life, like I'm doing right now. Because, for example, guys, I've had a couple of jobs in the last few years. I didn't like any of them. Saved up money, but didn't do anything with it. And now I'm at where I'm at because, you know, I've became so mentally complacent that I become apprehensive and I don't do anything. That's why I'm struggling, because at the moments I think I need to act the most, I'm not able to do it. I fold under pressure, and it's not good. Because there's going to be a lot of moments in my life where I need to be able to deal with forms of pressure. Whether it's at my job or it's on me, you know, because I'm the man of whatever business I have, or even if it's eventually me making it one day on here. I'm going to have some form of pressure to deal with, and I get it. I just don't need a bunch of people who claim they care only making my problems worse. I hate it. I hate when people try to act like they care and they don't. They care so much that they want to bring you down. That's almost what I feel when I hear people say that. When I hear family or I hear friends say that, I almost feel like, you know, it's them saying that, you know, I want you, I care about your success, but not in the way that they want you to succeed, but because they don't want to see you succeed more than them, and it's sad. People who are supposed to love and care don't. Anybody who's trying to sway my opinion because there's just something they don't like about it, then there's a problem. Even if I'm wrong or I'm going to suffer a consequence for believing that, then it's on me. But again, if you keep telling me that my opinion just sucks and it's not getting me anywhere, then you're going to lower my confidence and you're going to hurt me badly, like where I don't have any confidence to want to do anything right. Like these YouTube videos, guys, I think I've been beaten down so badly at times. That's why I can't do these videos like I want to anymore. I can't do consistent videos or live streams because I'm always having to deal with the constant pressure of somebody not liking my opinion or liking my actions. That's reality, guys. Maybe some people like that are trying to help you. But if that's how that is, they got mental problems. Gotta say it. And I became mentally ill myself because I've been around too many people who are mentally ill. People in this world, I can't fix everyone's problems. I can't fix them. I feel like the best thing I can do is try to fix it, but it's just not possible. Because I'm tired of dealing with so many problems myself. I feel like I just want to fix everyone else's so everything can be all nice and perfect, but it never will be. I'm just going to have to learn how to accept that there are going to be a lot of bad times, and it's going to be hard. I'm not on here to be negative, guys. I'm on here to be positive and to make your guys' day better. Because that's what I like doing the best. That's what I appreciate the most. Not only am I able to do something I genuinely enjoy on this platform, but I'm also able to connect with some awesome people through an interest that we all have together and through the people that I impact. And for anyone interested, you know, I'm always open to have a conversation with you, like a one-on-one. If you guys have like Instagram or Facebook or anything, I'm down for that. You can find a way to contact. It doesn't even have to just be through Facebook or Instagram. It can be any way you know possible. Heck, if you guys literally leave a comment in the box below, I will probably read any of them because I so rarely get comments that I essentially would believe anyone who needs me, I'd probably answer them at any time. I don't want to make any bets on that because I never know how flexible my schedule can be at times. But I just want to be there to help whenever I can. That'd be a way for us to all help each other. I feel like if we were to talk like through DMs or something, that'd be a way for us to all help each other. Because not only do I got problems, but you guys probably got problems too. We can talk through them together, have a good old time, like it's a tea party or something. We can just have a good time discussing things. I don't know, maybe we can even become gamer friends or whatever. Play Among Us. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I felt like a lot of last year why I didn't. There were two main reasons. One was because I felt it was a little cringy, and there was they both tie in together, I guess, actually. One is that it was a bit cringy, and the second one would be that there'd be a lot of editing to do, and at the time I don't think I had the mental or physical fortitude to get that job done. But this YouTube channel doesn't mainly focus on these types of videos, so that's why I wouldn't take a lot of time out of my day to do it. Because I don't dedicate a lot of time on these videos because, for one, this type of vlog I do once a year. I tried to anyway, except for last year. Up until that point, from 2015 to 2020, I was perfect every year. Then 2021 came, something happened where I just got burnt out, like didn't want to do much at all. And in fact, there were actually some vlogs I made in 2021 later that year that I didn't upload either, that I probably will still have footage for. And I could upload it later at any time this year. If you guys are cool with that, I would absolutely be down to upload some vlog footage from last year or even early this year. Because, yeah, there were some football games I went to as well. So, for anyone who's curious, you go back a few months ago, earlier this year and late last year, I went to some football games. I have some vlog footage there. Went to 3 of them. 2 were near the end of the NFL season, and then the last one was a playoff game, which I'm not going to spoil for you if you want to go see that video. If you're not a big sports fan, obviously, but if you're a big sports fan, you probably already know how it went. But for those of you who aren't sports fans but are just curious to check the video out, you can just go scroll through my video feed, and it'll probably be no more than 10 or 15 videos back, because that's all I've uploaded since. So I'm not as consistent as I wanted to be. In fact, it's been quite a few years now since I've really been consistent. Probably half of my channel's lifespan ago, like 2018. Because back then I didn't have many things to deal with, and it was so much easier for me to have the time to do it. But now I've got to worry about making money, and when I get home I got to do chores and stuff. It's a system you got to balance. That's why early adulthood's tough, because the system that you were used to as a kid and a teenager is just not the same anymore. You have to adapt to a new style of life, and it gets tough. But ignore all the negative stuff I said earlier. A lot of it was just me feeling emotions, because in life, when you're at the deepest depths that you can ever be in life, when you're at rock bottom, that's when it's the toughest, because you never knew it could get as bad as it could. Like I've said, guys, I've spent a night homeless. That's how bad it's gotten. Now, I didn't have a job at the time, but I wanted to get one. I didn't want to lose my last job. But I came to the realization that my health is more important than any job that you can have. Because without your health, no money or job is important, because without your life, money doesn't mean anything. That's the reason money is important, is because you're alive and you're useful. That's how a lot of people make money, is they're useful to other people but themselves. That's why I get so upset with the way the system works. The system works on kind of the way the system works is it's all based on the manipulation of other people. They have to manipulate people in order to make them believe that they're not good enough to escape the system, to keep them within it. That's why school doesn't teach you how to make money. like a smart man named Robert Kiyosaki has said before, you know. The rich don't work for money. Money works for them. And he's right. And that's the reality of how you're ever going to get out of the system. You have to make money without trading your time for it. Because if you're trading your time for money, you're essentially screwed. You're a slave. That's what Jordan Peterson said. Jordan Peterson said, if you can't bargain, you're a slave. And that's all true. As much as I would like to say that they're wrong and that they're just being negative, I can't say that. I can't. Maybe they don't exactly tell you how to make money or how to, because some of it just kind of comes down to luck, really. So that's what's tough about it. You know that they're right, but there isn't a whole lot you can do to change it. Essentially, you just have to hope and pray for the best, or you're going to be a slave knowing that there's better potential for you out there in this life. If that's the case, maybe that wasn't the truth all along. Better for us all out there, you know? Because I don't think this life is all that awful, besides some of the things that you have to subject yourself to. It all starts when you're a teenager too. Late teenage years, when you get your first job, man, that's when they treat you the worst. Because they think you're stupid and you don't know what's going on. The reason I couldn't leave my job is because I had some ultimatums with my mom I had to fulfill. Because if not, I'm going to have to do what she says. And a lot of it is because during COVID, I didn't want to wear a mask. So I just kind of wanted to do the virtual option they have for school that year. This was my final year of school, by the way. I just didn't want to do it. So I went back to the old job that I quit before because they treated me like crap. But I went back because I didn't want to go to school to get treated the same way. But it's very messed up how the system works. It's like you leave one messed up situation for another. Or in other words, life doesn't really truly ever get better. You just have to pretend it does. Because if not, you're going to be miserable the rest of your life because you didn't accept certain things. Sure, you can accept it, but it's not going to get rid of all your sorrow. It'll all still be there. So guys, I feel like I've been ranting for too long. This second clip I made, I've been recording for over 30 minutes. There's going to be some parts I have to cut out. There's some parts in here I don't like that I think need to be cut out. Which is fine, I'll do it this time. And if I don't, at the very least, you guys already have 20 minutes of me ranting already. So I wish I could combine all of them, but unfortunately, because Streamlabs also treated me like crap. Speaking of people treating me like crap, Streamlabs disconnecting when my data's on. As I'm recording with my phone, I've been walking around town a bit. Streamlabs treating me like crap and going offline and stuff. That didn't happen. There's a possibility. I wouldn't have to worry about doing any editing or uploading another video, but I'm gonna deal with it anyway and just get through with it because I want you guys to have some content. So that's what I'm gonna do. As far as links go, I don't think I'm gonna post anything for this because I don't think this is one of those videos I feel like making any types of plugs or trying to get you guys to follow me or donate money or whatever. This isn't about that. Or if you guys really wanted to, you could just check out my channel banner. It's up there. So, or my channel's about section. It's there too. So I don't think I need to bombard you guys with links all the time. I don't think I need to bombard you with links because I know a lot of channels already do that to you. But a lot of them are just trying to make it by as well. And I don't blame them. I understand that a lot of them are privileged to be able to do what they're doing. So yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys. I don't want to keep rambling on for too long because that's just going to mean I have to edit more. So I'll leave you here since there's almost a complete hour of footage of me just rambling on the 4th of July. Some of it went way past what I wanted it to. Because I wanted to try and keep this, within the realms of what a 4th of July vlog should be. But I think I ended up rambling about some of the everyday things I deal with too, because it's a lot of the reason I haven't been consistent and been making YouTube videos as much, or live streams, because I like doing that too. It's just I can't do it because the reality, guys, is that if I'm not getting enough viewership and I'm not having enough people see ads or donate to me or buy my products, or if I'm not turning this channel into a business, then I'm not going to be able to do this as much. But I think a lot of you are already aware of that. The smaller your channel is, the harder you're going to have to work to get content out. And if your channel after a certain amount of time doesn't see growth like it should, then it's essentially just going to become one of those things that are hobbies and they fall out of your life and you don't ever do them again at some point. I hope this doesn't become one, but if it does, so be it. Life will move on. I'm just going to appreciate the time that I've had to impact your guys' lives and for me to be invited into them. I'm definitely not going to be doing this forever, that's for sure, whether I become really successful or not, because one day we're all going to bite the dust. It's going to happen to us all one day. So you just got to appreciate what you got now. And that's a big part of the freedom you get in this country. It's appreciating the time that you have and appreciating what you get to do with it. That's called gratitude, guys. It's called gratitude. It's been something I've had to learn over the last couple of years because life has been tough. And when life's tough, that's the one thing that's ever going to get you anything good. If you practice that, you'll be good. And that'll do it for this one because I don't want to keep going on forever. So peace out, guys. Much love, and I'll see you in the next one.